Welcome everyone to the AMA Virtual Perfect Pitch Competition in partnership with the National Association of Sales Professionals. I'm Pat Cooper, President-elect of AMA Boston. Now, before we get going tonight, let's lay out the agenda for tonight's event and some guidelines to follow. So we'll be starting off with a discussion led by the Chief Operating Officer of NASP, Rick Middlemass. Then we will be creating some interesting sales pitches as groups. We'll do a light round of judging. Winners will be announced, and then we'll do about 10 minutes of networking and mingle with peers. So during tonight's event, make sure you keep your mic muted unless you're given the opportunity to speak. If you feel comfortable doing so, please turn on your camera during the event. And the event is being recorded and will be available to watch on our YouTube channel tomorrow. Also, feel free to take photos and share the event on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram using hashtag AMA Boston. Just a reminder, we have an upcoming event, our June virtual marketing mingle on Thursday, June 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with special guest Tina Cassidy, CMO of GBH. You can register for the event at amaboston.org/events. If you're interested on becoming a member of AMA Boston or renewing your membership, if you already are a member, we have our professional or academic membership starting at less than $13 a month. Undergrad students can take advantage of a membership price of less than $3 a month. And if you have a few friends that want to start a group membership, those start at less than $10 a month. And you can learn more about becoming a member at amaboston.org/become a member. Or you can get in contact with Jen Falcone, our VP of membership. You can head to amaboston.org, head to meet the board page, and you'll be able to find our contact details there. So I'd like to invite Rick Middlemass to speak at tonight's event. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the National Association of Sales Professionals, helping salespeople and sales leaders reach their true potential and continue to grow through their behavioral conditioning programs. He has almost a decade of experience in entrepreneurship, business development, and sales. And he began his sales and entrepreneurial career at 18, opening up a new territory for student painters, creating over 100K in new business over 3 years. He has also worked in various sales and marketing roles and internships throughout his time at Michigan State University. So Rick, I will pass the mic over to you and you can start your presentation tonight.
Awesome. What's going on, everybody? So I just edited my presentation slightly to include, and thank you, Pat, for the introduction. That's awesome. Thank you, AMA team, for putting this together. This is fun. Pat reached out to me and suggested this, and I was like, I'm down. This sounds great. And I did just add a slide. Okay. So again, awesome. Grateful for this opportunity. And boom, with our intro time, some of you guys were here. I pulled this up. And then I was like, all right, let's add this to the slide. So I've actually got a setup here so I can see everybody on one screen and my presentation on the other. So would love for everyone who is in an appropriate place to join us on camera if you can. That would be awesome. We're all wondering, is that the real Will Smith over there? So I'm going to focus on making this a bit of a group discussion. Right, I've got some questions for y'all. I would like to learn more about you guys. I've got some of what I think is some valuable information to share, and I think it could be a little bit fun as well. And I'm going to be all up in here at the 90%, right? Trying to do a little bit of teaching or sharing some information is really more what it is. So that being said, to start out a bit of discussion, who would like to share a thought or two? Why are you guys here today? What brought you here? What are you looking to get out of this opportunity today?
Well, I'll speak up. I'm always here to meet people and to learn something. And if I can spend 1 hour and learn one really good thing that I can write about next week, that'd be great.
Love it. Thanks, Eugene. Anyone else? A couple others?
I'm a sophomore at the University of New Hampshire, and I just switched to communication, and I have been loving it, and I want to do marketing. So I thought this was a great opportunity for me to learn something new too. So that's why I'm here.
Go UNH.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Well, shout out to you guys for being proactive in your evening and joining an opportunity to learn something new. Anyone else? All right. All right. The bold Sarah and Eugene. Okay. So now this is a fun question, and I definitely want to hear a few different answers on this one. What is the most important part of a successful sales pitch? Obviously, what we're going to do today is prepare some sales pitches, which I have some ideas to suggest for that. There's lots of right answers to this question. So fire some answers away. Use the chat also if you want. Let's hear it.
The closing.
The close.
The close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like it.
Make it all about them and not about you.
I like it. Peter, all about them.
Or majority about them.
Yeah. Well, you know, like 90% about them. I mean, it is, I agree. So Eugene, the story and achieving your mission. I like it. We'll talk a little bit about stories. Awesome. Any other thoughts? Features and the benefits. I like it, Bob. The close and features into benefits. And no one has said what is on the next slide yet. Any other ideas?
I'd like to throw out something, probably communication would be one as well, like communicating it properly to the person and your demographic.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And there I got a little bit on that in the presentation. I like it.
Just explaining the pain points.
Yes. All about them and pain points. Got some of that in here too. Love it.
Maybe we've covered it, but I'd say listening is most important. I'm a researcher.
Listening. Yes. Listening in a sales conversation. Although I was putting that in this presentation, I was like, oh wait, this is a pitch. There isn't listening in this, right? So love that. Thank you, Paul. And anyone else? No one has said what's on the next slide yet, by the way.
I was gonna say knowing your audience and like being able to identify with them.
Yes. And I've definitely got some of that in the strategy element. Okay.
Well, if you're Simon Sinek, you need to talk about your why.
Yep, I like that. All about them, pain points, and why. And so no one has said it yet. What's on the
Quick,
next slide?
I threw into the chat, making sure your audience is qualified, qualifying who you're talking to. You don't want to waste your time.
100%. All these are
Confidence,
awesome.
maybe?
Okay. Yep. That's that is
delivery.
Yes. Okay. So that is the closest. That is the closest word to meaning to what I'm about to say. Confidence. Confidence is so valuable to my client and prospect because it supports their emotional need, right? Right? Typing it out in the background here. Okay, so Pinar gets everybody's right, and Pinar gets the win here, right? So my emotional state, right? Because so here, okay, fill in the blank. And some of you may know this from some other trainings. It's popular at this point. So people buy for what reasons and justify with what?
Someone put it in the chat already. It's emotional reason. Buy for emotional reasons, justify with factual reasons. But someone put it in the chat, so I'm not taking credit for that answer.
Yeah.
All right, Avroom gets credit, and Bob gets presentation credit for our Broom's answer. So love it. Awesome. Good stuff. Yes, exactly. So people buy for emotional reasons and justify with logic. It took me about 10 years to fully understand this, and I probably still don't fully understand it. I remember I went to a Tony Robbins conference when I was 22, and he presented the 6 emotional needs, and it was like, you know, I totally missed it. I was like, I don't even, this does not compute, right? So there is a caveat to this. I make a caveat, and I say, with as long as the logical aspects are there, right? As long as, so I used to sell, for 5 years, I sold Cisco Systems technology, which is kind of like where I, cut my teeth in sales and sold, lots of millions of dollars. And it was a fantastic experience. Really, really grateful for that. And so what I like to say is if there's 3 Cisco solutions in place and they all make logical sense, the buyer is going to go with who feels like the best option, right? So what this really means to me is as long as everything that's in front of me in terms of the opportunities to buy all makes sense, right? I'm going to go with whatever sales professional is supporting my emotional needs at the highest level, right? So why is my emotional state so important? Because of emotional transference, right? People feel how I feel. People feel how I feel while I'm presenting. And what we're going to do in the latter part of this meeting is pitch, right? We're going to do some pitches. And I'm happy to do a pitch as well. Actually, I wasn't planning on doing one, but I've now volunteered myself to do one. So we'll see what happens. And supports the most basic emotional need, which is the emotional need of certainty. My clients and prospects feel more certain in talking to someone who's very confident about what they're presenting, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about how to get myself in the best state to present, which is the next slide, right? How can I intentionally create my emotional state? Thoughts from the audience. How can I intentionally create my emotional state? Scott, great to see you. I like the headphones. Ideas, flow them out. What's coming to mind? Unmute, say some stuff.
This is, you're talking about you when you're pitching, or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Me as the pitcher or the sales professional. How can I, or you, right, intentionally create my emotional state?
You got to get pumped up. So you got to listen to some AC/DC or Metallica.
I like it, right? Physiology, physical body, music, movement. Yeah, good stuff.
You got to envision success. You got to picture in your mind succeeding, hitting it out of the park.
Yes, exactly. What are you focused on?
Mindfulness too is this. It's kind of
100%. 100%. Love it. Good answers. So I've got a few different brainstorming answers, right? So the first thing is long-term, right? So over the most successful sales professionals, right? Entrepreneurs, business owners, and at NASP we talk with a lot of the owner of NASP. Actually, he's nicknamed the Billionaire Whisperer, and that's because 4 of his clients who have all leveraged NASP's sales conditioning training have gone from either not even millionaire, right, or millionaire to billionaire level. And a huge part of this training that we go through, and actually quick social proof slide, right? The training at NASP has been around since '96, since before the internet, and is the foundation of the success of Dan Gilbert at Quicken Loans. Dan Gilbert is one of the billionaires of Rod the Billionaire Whisperer, and lots of other companies. And actually, over the last almost 30 years, we've had hundreds of thousands of people go through one specific type of our programs, which is the 45-day challenge. And from all this success and social proof, right, we have learned that vision is the most important part of my long-term being in state, right? What is my vision for my success in my career, for my success in sales, for my success in my personal relationships, for my success in my health and fitness? Do I have vision, and am I continually creating a higher level vision, moving toward it? This, I promise you, will have a high impact on your emotional state, your confidence, and feeling really good going into sales pitches, right? I remember me at 22 versus me at 26, right? That was my time at selling Cisco. Very different level of confidence starting out than ending. Took me 8 months to make my first sale, my first big sale, right? I was making a lot of smaller sales, but my first big sale. Number 2, purpose. Am I spending time asking myself, why is me being successful in sales, in marketing, in whatever it is, going to support me, going to support people around me, going to support my customers and clients, going to support the world as a whole, right? Which kind of ties into belief in a cause bigger than myself. Really, really highly encourage everyone on this call to give these elements some consideration. We have a bunch of training at NASP, both free and paid, that goes in a lot of depth in these areas. These are the things that over the course of 6 months, year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, has had a massive impact on me and my emotional state. And also, do not underestimate the power of being proactively healthy and fit, doing a daily workout, even a morning workout, on your sales and marketing success, right? The better physical shape I'm in and the more movement I have, the more powerful endorphins that are in my mind, the better ideas, the better confidence, the better presentations I'm going to give. So these are kind of the long-term examples. And short-term is exactly what you guys said, right? What am I focused on? What is my self-talk? And what am I doing with my body? What's my physical expression? So here's a more fun version of that slide. So number 1, what am I focused on? One of the biggest, most powerful hacks I ever came across in sales is, oh, thank you for sharing that article, Eugene, is this. Before going into a meeting, I spend even just 30 seconds mentally focusing and visualizing on how people feel leaving that meeting, leaving that presentation, right? I envision them leaving that conference room saying, wow, that was good. Feel really good after that presentation. Like that guy. I want to buy. Visualizing that ahead of time, it plants a seed in my unconscious mind, right? My unconscious mind is controlling 95% of my habits, behavior, and performance. And the more that I can influence my unconscious mind by focusing on the end result outcome, the far more powerful I'm going to be, right? Well, we have a lot of our programs. The 45-day program is very much focused on how to use my conscious mind to condition my unconscious mind, the powerhouse of my results, right? Number 2, self-talk. Not underestimating the power of my self-talk. Am I going into the meeting saying, you know what, I got this. I can make this happen. It's going to be a great presentation. This is going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy this. Even if no one shows up, I'll practice. It'll still be good, right? Versus, oh, what if something goes wrong? What if I don't do this? What if I'm not prepared? All the kind of negative self-talk. Now, it sounds simple and basic, and just like in sports, mastering the fundamentals, right, is what's going to create the highest level of success. Michael Jordan, right? He's out there practicing layups. And Kobe Bryant, right? He stays 2 hours after practice to do what? Not some special technique to, take jump shots, right? And then finally, physical expression. What am I doing with my body before giving a presentation, right? And in today's world where I can just be sitting on the couch, or I can be in bed, right? Get up, sit on the couch, and then go into my office and sit on the chair, and then be on Zoom, and literally not really do much with my physical body at all. So the power of even just doing a few push-ups or like a power move or going for a walk before I go to work, before I present, will have I promise you, a massive impact on my presentation. Oh shoot, it's already been 20 minutes. Okay, I've only got 10 minutes left. Let me make sure we get through this. Skip that one for now. So now the other thing that I said, right? People buy for emotional reasons and justify with logic. What are the emotional reasons, you might ask? What are the emotional reasons? Is that what I have on the next slide? No, that's the answers. Okay. What are the emotional reasons that someone might consider buying? Unmute, say some stuff. Ideas. Everything's right. Everything's a good suggestion. Pat's got an idea.
My clients, which all come by referrals, primarily are embarrassed that they're losing money. My clients are equity investors, and their biggest emotional reason is their ego. They all think they're going to pick the right startup to invest in every single time, when the really good ones are 1 for 10, 2 for 10 if they're super successful. So their emotional reason is ego.
Love it. Love it. That's awesome. And definitely we'll talk more about that in a second. I like that, Eugene. What else? Who else?
Wants versus needs.
Wants versus needs. I like it. I like it. What else?
This is more of like a particular case, I guess, in terms of just like the customer perspective of just buying something. I feel like FOMO plays a huge part. Like you don't want to miss out on like trends or like the new wave or something, or like be behind, at least for like my generation. Like,
yep. FOMO. Like getting that experience, right? Kind of an element of variety. I like it. I like it. And scarcity, right? Element of scarcity. Who else? We'll do a couple more.
But usually, I mean, time is important because it can be emotional. What if you don't do it?
Yeah, time and I, kind of like scarcity of time, right? We all only have so much time.
Right.
So I like it. Good stuff, Peter.
Well,
What else?
How does it affect you personally?
Yeah. Yep.
If you don't make this purchase, how is that going to affect you? Are you going to get fired? Are you going to have to lay people off if you're the business owner? If you don't make this decision?
Yeah. Consequences. I like it. Anyone else?
I think also it can also just be something like their general impression of how trustable you are. Like I think it's possible, for instance, that you could just go to you see a brand and you're like, oh, this product looks cool. It looks like something I might be interested in. And then they might impulsively buy something. In the same way, maybe it's like the salesperson, they see a salesperson, they're like, oh, this salesperson, he seems to be reputable. He seems to be someone I can trust. I'm willing to give this guy my money. And I think those are just very arbitrary things because you don't quantify how trustable someone is. It's generally just something that you feel. And I think that that's another very important feeling, that feeling of trust, which really affects how you buy something.
And I love how you said that, right? I can't really quantify it, but I can feel it, right? And that's a lot of why people buy, is because I feel like I should buy from this person. So I'm just going to go through these real quick, and then we're going to jump into the strategy because we've got 8 minutes left here. So these are the 6 emotional needs, as this was written by Dr. Schindler in How to Live 365 Days a Year. A quick side story is he was a surgeon, and people would come in, right? And doctors sell surgeries, right? And he had this idea where, what if I treat the emotional need for a few months before treating the physical surgery? And he actually started supporting his patients in getting better by treating their emotional needs rather than immediately the operations and stuff. So a quick overview. Number 1 need is certainty, and that comes through confidence, right? That comes through feeling like I can trust this guy. I like him. He's in a good emotional state. That's impacting my emotional state, right? Number 2 is variety, right? This could give me something new, something different, right? I like this person. I haven't been around a person like this. I like this product. This could add variety to my life. Connection. The more confident a person is, the more easy they are to connect with, right? And easier to talk to. And the one that Eugene hit on for your clients, right, is significance, right? Being recognized for being the best, right? I can pick the right startups, right? I've got the magic eye, and I want to be recognized for that. Self-esteem. You're doing a great job, man. everything you've done so far is fantastic, and this is going to take it to the next level. And growth, right? Growth also kind of ties into the time thing, is we only have so much time, thus so much opportunity to grow. And, you know, everyone wants to grow and improve and get better. So when I'm pitching, I ideally want to have an element of pitch to all 6 of these emotional needs. Okay, so let's move forward here. We're going to jump straight into the strategy. Presentation strategy. Okay, so how do I engage my prospects' focus or my audience's focus while I'm pitching, right? A couple of quick answers on this. How do I engage somebody? How do I get their attention? You guys listening to me?
Questions. I think questions, like starting off with a question, piquing their interest, trying to get like answers would be a good start.
100%. Yep. Spot on.
Compliment them. Say something nice about them.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
It's a great presentation, Rick, by the way. Awesome presentation.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I was also giving you, I think it is an awesome presentation, but I was trying to give an example too. Doesn't it get your attention?
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, no, I like that. That's what you're doing.
I asked
Sarah.
Mike,
Yeah.
I was gonna say relating to them or like sharing similar interests that would make them more engaged to listen to you.
100%. 100%. I like it. Awesome. Okay. So, and what I have here is I didn't have a couple of those which were awesome. What I have here: questions, stories, and metaphors. Right? Questions engage the conscious mind. Right. My quick story on this is it's me, right, sitting in the back of chemistry class in high school, right, and I'm counting my money under my table, right, because I you know, a few different side hustles going on, mowing lawns and stuff, right, and I'm just counting my money, thinking about how I can make more money. Teacher asked me, Rick, what do you think about this? I look up, was not paying attention at all. Have no idea what she was talking about, right? I was counting my money under the table, thinking about my next business plans. But immediately I'm in focus to what she's saying, right? Even though I don't know what she's talking about. So that was a story about how a question engaged my focus. And you may even have in your imagination imagined what I looked like at the back of chemistry class counting my money. You might even have thought of what my side hustles were, right? So, okay, so let's jump into the strategy. So for this pitch, got 5 minutes left for my presentation time. This is what I recommend for this pitch strategy, right? So take a screenshot of this if you'd like. In this breakout, I would recommend write out a quick description of the archetype of the client you're pitching to. Now, I believe one of the products is a household product, is what Pat told me, right? So what is, you know, what is the archetype of the person who uses this household product? And I think one of the options is might be like a broom or something like that, right? Who uses this product? What is the type of person that's going to use it, and what does their life look like? I want to get inside their mind, write out this description, right? And then number 2, I want to write out the top 3 challenges or pains this person could be experiencing. Maybe the device, it takes a long time to use. Maybe the device hurts my back while I'm using it, right? Because of the way it's structured. What limitations might someone have in the current version of this device where I'm pitching them a better one, right? I want to get inside their mind, get inside their pain, and write this out, and then number 3, anticipate their wants, right? Because people buy wants, not need. I buy what I want. Anticipate, and this is also, you know, benefits, not features. How is it a benefit to them, not just what's a feature of the product, right? Do they want it to be faster, easier, better? What does someone want in this next level version of whatever we're pitching them, right? Is everyone got a screenshot of this? Give another second or two. All right, and then in your pitch, and this is just a couple of ideas from me. You don't have to use this, but just some thoughts and ideas. Is while you're pitching, obviously this is a pitch, so you can't really ask a question, right? But you can assume a question and ask it in a question format. Are you tired of having to, right? And then maybe what was pain number one? Are you frustrated with? And what was pain number two? Do you want to stop feeling? And whatever pain number three was, right? I want to engage this person with questions that are relevant to them and have a bit of a story, right? Are you tired of having to bend over when you're using this device and it's starting to hurt your lower back over time, right? That's a question and kind of like a cold read and something that is relevant to them, right? Who's using this tool, kind of like what Sarah said. This is going to be very attention getting. And then number two idea that you guys can use if you want is to use a quick story or metaphor about someone who was having the challenge or pain point with whatever this device was, and then they overcame it, right? Like that super scrubbing brush that's on the infomercials. It's like, are you tired of spending 3 hours to scrub out this using a microfiber towel, scrubbing out the stain? Well, with the special squeegee brush, you can do it in 3 minutes, right? And telling a story about someone who did that. How did they feel? Sensory information, so I can really picture how it looks and how it feels. What did they notice? And the more sensory description, the better. And that is exactly 30 minutes, and that is the time that I have. And I'm about to change this slide, so take a screenshot now if you want. And any, oh, and final step, can't forget this one. Who said this? Bob, the close. Confidently make the ask, present the opportunity, and encourage action taking now. This opportunity is limited, that scarcity, right? And that is the quick 3 strategy slides. Any questions or comments from me / handing it over to Pat at this point? And that is that's the presentation. Questions for me?
Is there a prize to the winning team?
That is a question for Pat.
I was really just kidding, but
No, I
that'd be
like
great.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
The prize is a new level of gain confidence from pitching in front of peers.
Oh,
Hey,
I love it.
Hey, Pat, I'll answer my own question. We'll take a screenshot and put it on the AMA Boston Twitter. Say, here's the winning team.
Well, Rick, thank you so
Significance.
much for sharing tonight. That was such a great presentation. I'm sure we're all very excited to create our sales pitches. We did have a little bit of a change up for the sales challenge tonight. So the sales challenge is going to be the COVID-19 pandemic has driven most college students to work and study from home. It's your challenge to create a new product idea to help remote students concentrate amidst in-home distractions like pets, chores, and TikTok, and make your pitch to peered investors. So that's going to be all of us. So the guidelines for this pitch challenge. So we're going to be randomly assigning breakout rooms. We're going to be assigning 3 rooms, so about 4 to 5 people per room. Please keep your cameras on so we can all stay connected and stay engaged during this pitch activity. The length of your pitch should be 3 to 5 minutes long. And after we're done, pitches will be judged by Rick, and we'll use some Zoom polls to have some peer reviews. And these pitches will be judged on pitch presentation, content, teamwork, and let's see, creativity. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing right now, and I will break us out into 3 different rooms. It looks like we're all back now. So now we're going to go through the pitches room by room. So we're going to start with room 1, go through room 3, and after each pitch, Rick will provide just about a minute of some light feedback, and after that, we will do some peer polling to see who did best tonight. So we're going to start with room 1. I do not think Zoom was very fair tonight with that room. We only had Eugene and Rick in it, but if you want to go ahead and present your pitch, Eugene.
I'm not actually going to play, but my response is if you're distracted during a Zoom call, get a rescue dog And if you've already got one, get a second.
I love it.
Go to room 2.
All right. So room 2, do you want to go ahead with your pitch tonight?
Who was room 2, Pat?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that Zoom didn't inform you guys. So that's going to be Bob, Megan, and Peter.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, this is off the record, meaning we haven't started yet. We are pitching, I just want to confirm, we're pitching to investors, hypothetical investors. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. Thank you, investors, for this opportunity to present our project to you, our product, should I say. We are the rock stars. That is the name of our team. It is myself, Bob Cargill, Megan, and Peter. And we're very excited to have this opportunity to present to you our product that will help distracted students pay attention more, focus more, and therefore achieve more in school, especially during a pandemic like what we've just gone through. Our product is called the EHub. It is akin to, but not exactly like, a smartwatch or smart glasses. It is an online educational platform that can be downloaded to whatever device, whether it's a smartwatch, glasses, Oculus Rift, whatever device you use to consume your online educational experience, this EHub will do it for you. We will sell this product to schools. Schools, like they provide online textbooks to students, will provide this EHub to their students. I now pass it along to my colleague on the Rockstars, Megan, who is indeed a rock star herself, and she will fill in a few of the blanks that I purposely left for her to emphasize. Megan.
Gee, thank you so much, Bob. Okay. Well, as I was listening to the Zoom call earlier before this presentation, I noticed that I probably was a little bit distracted. I didn't have my video on and I was on mute. So, of course, I thought about that when we started talking about our little product that we were going to launch. I think it would be really helpful, or we actually came to the conclusion that it would be, well, I learned maybe just listening, right? And Bob learned by just having a discussion, and Peter learned by watching. So we thought if we could meet the students where they are and simply have a marketplace called EHub with, if the teachers want to upload their textbooks, they could get it there. The students could get it there. They want to do a presentation of themselves on YouTube or Zoom and film it and upload it there. It's whatever way the student wants to learn. They could watch the lecture, they could read the lecture, they could just simply listen to it like a podcast. It's whatever they're comfortable with. We came up with the fact that we're going to sell it to the schools because obviously they're going to pay for it. And if they purchase it and implement it, the students have to use it. And the investors would be, maybe Peter can talk a little bit about the investors and the money side of it.
Peter, you're in Zoom.
Yeah. So one of the ways that we wanted to make sure is that it's not a one and done. You pay for it once and you're done. Is we're going to run this as a subscription model, like a lot of other things are run, where the school would pay for a monthly subscription on a per student basis. And this way we have a reoccurring revenue model year after year, and allows us to continue to develop future features to the platform. And we also, this also reduces the bigger upfront investment to be able to subscribe to whatever they need. If it's we could have several different packages. One that's a video, the ebook type version and the podcast, or they could slice it and dice it, depending on, hey, the student says, I only want to do the podcast. And one of the reasons it's all going through what we call the EHub is we're able to track engagement, how long do they watch the podcast or the video, or how far into the Oculus Rift virtual experience they have. All the statistics will be available for the school to be able to see the effectiveness of the platform. Bob?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Peter. And I'll just finish up. I don't know how much more time we have left, but my fellow rock stars, Megan and Peter, have spelled out how this product will be used very specifically. But I want to close with just saying that it's going to be easy to use. It's going to be frictionless, meaning extremely easy to use by the student, and they will be rewarded for using it regularly. So in other words, they may be eligible for extra credit if they use it over a certain amount of time per day. Hey, I've done a lot of online teaching and in-person teaching myself, and I sometimes am frustrated that the students don't have their camera on, or I sometimes get tired of students not participating in class. The benefits to this product are your students, as Megan herself said, you will be teaching them the way they want to and like to learn. So they will appreciate it. They will therefore give the professors positive feedback. The school will get great publicity. So tuition will be able to stay where it is or even it be increased. And you will find yourself as a school having more and more students saying, I want to attend that school because they use the EHub. And once that school buys EHub, every school across the country and even the world will want to be using EHub. This is a revolutionary educational product that Peter, Megan, and I believe strongly will sell and make you billions of dollars. Thank you very much.
Thank you, team two.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so I'm giving a couple minutes feedback, right?
Just, yeah, a minute of light feedback. Yep.
All right. All right. So love the presentation. The things that really stuck out to me that were very helpful, right, for me to understand was, Bob, the initial description of distracted students, and then the metaphor, this is akin to, helped me understand what it was better, right? And then also you ended it there with describing some of the frustrations that the students have and how that it's going to reward behavior. And also you tied in how this is a greater good thing for students, right? A little bit of that purpose element, like who we're helping, right? So as an investor, like that was awesome. Megan, love your description of yourself, like being the distracted student, right? I could really put myself in that, in your shoes. And also I love the different learning modalities. And then also you started to touch on the market opportunity, which me as an investor, I would be really interested in, right? And then Peter, just hitting on what's relevant to the investor, subscription model, how the kind of the financial side of things works. So awesome. I think the only thing as an investor that I would also be looking for would be like what's the total total market opportunity. And now Bob did mention billions, that's going to make me billions. I'm wondering to like what the breakdown of those billions are and how soon I would make them. Right. So awesome presentation, guys. Really love the detail, the thoroughness, and hitting all those different points and really engaging. So good stuff. Love it.
Thank you, Rick.
Love it.
Thank you, team two. Lastly, we have team three, which is Pinar, Sarah, Scott, and Will. So go ahead with your pitch tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. I am a college student. I'm a sophomore, and Scott is also my partner in this, and he is also a college student. And I have worked remote, I have worked hybrid, I've worked in person over the course of the pandemic. So we just wanted to start by asking about the students' learning environment, whether it's any of what I just listed. So I have my own personal experience with all of these conditions being a student. And last year, I finished my spring semester working from my bed on Zoom, which was very difficult. I didn't have a space to sit down at a desk and work from there. My parents were working from home, taking up different rooms around the house, their own office spaces. In order to participate in my classes, I had to isolate to my room, which just didn't have enough space for a desk. And I was just in bed, wake up, open the laptop, do my work there, close the laptop, take a nap. So just working from there. And that's just something I feel like happened with a lot of students learning remotely. So we came up with a product that I will mention after Scott sort of talks for a little bit.
So yeah, one of the primary problems with students with regards to this whole concept of online learning has been very much environmental. Because when you're learning from your room, the sad matter of fact is you're trained that when you're in your bed, you think of sleeping. When you're in your room, you think of relaxing. It's not somewhere that you associate with working, not somewhere that you associate with studying. This is why when you're in the university, there's a very different vibe. There's a very different feeling that you have when it comes to working. You feel the need to be more productive because you're in a library, because there's the lighting, there are the books, there's everything that tells you this is a place that I'm going to work. It is somewhere where you are conditioned to be productive. And the sad matter of fact is when you're in your room, that really isn't the case. And this is most especially because of how difficult it is for many students to make an environment that's really personal. If you want, for instance, to set up your laptop, you have to like plug in your cable, set up a lot of things. If you're gonna have to turn on your video, you're probably going to fix up your lighting, adjust a lot of stuff. Maybe you're going to have to get your ball pens, your notebooks, go to a lot of different places. And then if you're on your bed, where are you going to put things like the coffee that you need? Like if you're a tired student, you're probably gonna wanna drink some coffee. Where are you gonna get that? Where are you going to put that if you're on your bed, right? So there are a lot of stuff that you need to put together to make that environment become truly your own. And that's the difficulty that we aim to be able to address, that problem of building an environment for people that necessarily can't. And with that in mind, we can now go into what exactly our product is and what it does.
Yeah, so we came up with, based on all these factors, all these problems that we both have experienced in our education, we came up with like a portable desk that would just be set up right on the wall. You can take it down, it will unfold, you can put it wherever you want in whatever space you have. Some features we have in this address some of the problems that Scott was talking about. For example, there would be a cup holder to put that coffee and refill that coffee that fuels the learning experience. There would be a light that unfolds. You don't have to plug in multiple lights to get the right lighting for your Zoom call. We would have like pockets on the sides for your pens and your pencils and your supplies, a place for your phone, all of the things you would normally have at a desk, but in a portable manner.
This is important to note, especially because I think when it comes to products like these, when was the last time you saw a desk that was made for a particular target market? Like whenever you see a desk, normally it's just wood with like a bunch of stilts. And that's a problem because for many students, that means that when you have a desk, you still need to adjust it to fit your needs. Whereas what we are offering is an integrated solution. And one of the benefits we have is that that means you no longer need to do this setup. So it's an environment, you can immediately bring it wherever you are. You can put it in a bunch of places because it's modular. And more importantly, it already has all of the things that you need. If you have the need for ball pens, if you have the need for sticky notes, if you're going to enter a video call, you can just turn on that lighting. And if you're going to plug in your laptop, you can actually plug it straight into the desk and the desk will instead plug into the wall. And that's also another thing. So it allows you to enter this environment into that headspace very, very easily. And I think more importantly, on like the whole financial side of things, it actually makes returns very, very much likely. Why is this the case? First and foremost is because their R&D for this product is not going to be expensive because all of these things already exist, like pens, cup holders, lights, plugging things in like extension ports. Those are all existing products, meaning that in terms of integrating, the R&D is going to be very low cost because we're not inventing the wheel. Everything we have already exists, and that means it's cheap for us to be able to integrate it. And secondly, is because it's not very hard to sell within the within the market for tables, because in the present, there are plenty of table resellers across the country and across the world. You have major things like IKEA, for instance, that sell worldwide in terms of things like tables. And one of the things we can do in particular to make this profitable at that global scale is we can actually patent this type of product. As I already told you, there is no table designed for students which exists in the market. So we can actually patent our product, we can do licensing deals, and we can profit off of royalties. And the reason that this is really good is because it means that we can sell to like a very wide global audience of students. Most especially, for instance, we have millions of college students like in the United States, but there are billions of college students worldwide. And a very good place that we can actually sell this product in particular are, for instance, countries with relatively lower incomes where they are less likely to be able to get, for instance, these types of tables. For instance, if we're talking about places like India where they already have very small households, we can actually sell our products there and there would probably be good demand for it. So what exactly does this mean? It means there's a low cost of investment on your end. We can get economies of scale through selling these licenses to these dealers, and we can profit off of royalties in order to generate our returns. So if you want to change this whole concept of distance learning for students, if you want to generate a lot of sales by changing things at a global scale, then you should invest in our product. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope that together we can do this.
Thank you, Team 3. Great job. So Rick, do you want to offer a minute of feedback?
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff. You guys are in state, right? In confidence. I felt assured with your guys' confidence. So I love how Sarah really set the stage by telling the story of the problem, the pain. I could picture it. I was there. She gave personal examples, right? That she's been dealing with this problem. So that drew me in. That was awesome. Really liked that, the description. And then Scott came in and really set the stage for the opportunity and reinforce the value and the pain people are experiencing. So I really like that as well. Awesome stuff, Scott. And then Sarah kind of presented the solution, right? Which I'm calling the Murphy desk because you can just pull it off the wall, right? Pretty awesome. That was a great description. I could see it. And then Scott finished up strong with talking about, very invested. So that first part of the presentation really sold it to the student, I feel like, and helped the investor understand the opportunity. And then Scott finished up talking about the R&D costs, the market opportunity. Sounded like it would maybe has a patent, right? Which is very valuable. And then talking a little bit about, the market opportunity, billions of students, markets of scale, and then finished off with a nice close, a nice ask. So good stuff, guys. That was awesome pitch, and that's my feedback. I like it.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Team 3. So now we're just going to run a few polls for some peer judging. So you'll see those on your screen in just a minute.
Silly question, Pat, but we're all voting and
Yeah,
so,
everyone can go ahead and vote for these questions to do some peer judging for each team.
and the first team is team 2 and the second team is team 3.
That's correct, yep.
Thank you.
I'll give everyone 15 more seconds. All right, it looks like the poll did not work.
No, it worked.
That's
It was
close.
Did it work?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any results on my side, so
Let's see results.
oh good, okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's basically a tie between team 2 and 3.
Well, team 3 seems to have.
Yeah, team 3 seems to have won. But I don't know who makes it that
But I don't know who's
determination.
voting in 4 because, you know, team 1 got votes.
All right, I'm tallying the votes right now.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, pull up my calculator real quick. Okay, so
That was a lot of fun, by the way. That was awesome.
yeah, that was great. So team 2 got 12 votes, and team 3 got 14 votes. So team 3 is the winner, and close competition right there. Those were 2 badass presentations. Great work, y'all.
Scott and Sarah, that was awesome. You were so articulate and detailed, and as I was listening to you both speak, I was saying, you know, I don't think, speaking for myself, I don't think we were as detailed and as specific as you were. You were like right on, Sarah and Scott. Great job.
So I'm just going to speak up. I am, in fact, an investor. So I was listening not as much as a sales pitch, but I'm a partner in a venture firm. And Bob, when you're speaking, especially at the beginning, you got to remember that you probably got just a few minutes to get someone's attention. And your first 30 seconds had so many adjectives that you lost me. After you got going, you were fine, but in your first 30 seconds, you were trying to find your words. So that would be some feedback. To the second team, you had some good excitement. You had some good definition. Remember, especially if you were doing something on Zoom, you have your background. So while you were talking, I changed my background. If I've listened to probably 300 pitches in the last 5 months, it was someone on my staff had to remind me that if someone's doing a pitch, they're pitching something physical, if that physical thing isn't in their background, they've already lost a spot. It took me, a split second when you started talking about desks to go to the IKEA site and find a student desk. So there were 3 of you. You should have each done something like that. But you both had excitement, and good chances are you would have gotten a second call for either team.
Thanks so much for the feedback, Eugene. All teams did such an incredible job tonight. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's activity of pitching. Bob, I know you want to grab that screenshot for social, so I'll let you take care of that. If you don't want to be included in the screenshot shared to AMA social channel, feel free to turn off your camera. And then after the screenshot, we'll jump into some networking.